Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Trump, please step up to the congregation.
Yes, you are a donkey.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
He's a jackass.
Hey, man, I'm just here to piss Mack off. Donkey of the Day for Monday, November 4th goes to the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Tomorrow is Election Day. And, you know, I will never lie to you and tell you that who you vote for will solve all your problems. That is just not true. That is just not accurate. But who you vote for can make your life a little bit better, or it can make it a lot worse. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of the country flirting with fascism. Okay, we at some point have to realize the nuclear weapons that we are playing with. I started to say fire, but we're not playing with fire. We playing with something a lot worse. And I don't understand why so many of us can't see how this man, Donald Trump, just continues to play in our face. I will never understand why Republicans chose this man to represent them again. It's mind-boggling to me. I mean, damn near any conservative could have represented the GOP better than this, but instead they continue to prop up the most divisive president in American history. I really have asked myself, what is God trying to show America through Donald J. Trump? And I really believe in my heart of hearts that he is just a reflection of so many people and systems in this country, just a whole outdated way of thinking altogether. It is my sole belief that Donald J. Trump is the Frankenstein monster of white supremacy. Okay, white people don't even know what to do with Trump. This is what happens when that privilege and power goes unchecked. It eventually cannibalizes the very system that created it. Okay, that's another story. Let's get back to why Trump is getting donkey of the day to date. Okay, over the weekend, he made a couple of statements that would be disqualifying for anyone else, but not Trump. By the way, I don't even know what disqualifying means anymore, because there is no real qualifications to be president. And Trump has shown me there is nothing you can do to not be able to run for president either. But this weekend, Trump said two things. First one, when folks like myself would say, when folks like myself would say what he said, people would say I was overreacting and I was talking crazy. But I always said, Trump isn't leaving the White House if he loses in 2020. He damn sure tried not to leave by leading an attempted coup of this country. But this weekend, he said the quiet part out loud. Let's listen.
On the last Sunday rally before Election Day,
We had the safest border in the history of our country the day that I left. I shouldn't have left.
former President Donald Trump told a crowd of supporters that he shouldn't have left the White House after the 2020 election, and took an aggressive jab at the media while describing the protective glass around his podium on stage.
And I have this piece of glass here, but all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind.
Trump's campaign quickly put out a statement after the Lancaster rally, saying in part the president's comments weren't about the press, but instead about his own personal safety in light of 2 assassination attempts against him earlier this year.
A lot to unpack there. Eddie, isolate the second part for me about the media. I want to come back to that. I want to talk about the first part of what he said. Now, maybe he meant he shouldn't have left, as in voters shouldn't have voted him out. But when you look at the fact he tried to stage an attempted coup on January 6, 2021, and you look at the fact now that he's projecting, and by projecting, saying how Democrats are going to steal the election, even though the only people currently doing everything they can to suppress the vote is the Republicans. All right, they are already purging voters and trying to restrict the 2024 U.S. election vote. In Georgia, they are suing to block hand-returned mail ballots. They just lost 2 back-to-back lawsuits in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Republicans were challenging voter registration procedures. They are the ones trying to manipulate the election. But we will get to that after Tuesday, because it's going to be a lot of that after Tuesday. Trust me, because Donald Trump is not going to accept the results of this year's election, just like he didn't accept them in 2020. It's just this time it'll be a lot worse. But I will say, nobody will ever deprive the American people of the right to vote except the American people themselves. And the only way they could do this is by not voting. You know who said that? FDR. Okay, now the other reason Trump is getting donkey of the day is simply because he said he doesn't mind reporters getting shot at. You just heard it. The man has already said he wants to jail journalists. He's suing CBS right now for $10 billion. The man once sued Bill Maher. In 2022 at a rally, he said that if reporters don't reveal their sources, he will put them in prison until they do. And now he said he don't mind if reporters get shot at. Listen.
I have a piece of glass over here. And I don't have a piece of glass there. And I have this piece of glass here. But all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind that.
And Trump's campaign spokesperson said the president's comments weren't about the press, but instead about his own personal safety in light of his 2 assassination attempts. The president's statement about protective glass placement has nothing to do with the media being harmed or anything else. It was about threats against him that was spurred on by a dangerous rhetoric from Democrats. President Trump was stating that the media was in danger and that they were protecting him and therefore were in great danger themselves and should have had a glass protective shield also. The man said to get to me, they would have to shoot through the press, but I don't mind that.
Right.
But yet his campaign said he was stating that the media was in danger. Yeah, they're in danger because you putting them in danger by encouraging people to shoot through them if they want to shoot at you. This is the type of playing in our face that I'm over. Okay, nothing to see here, folks. I'm tired of flirting with fascism, doing this dance with authoritarian rule. Y'all not tired? We keep talking about all this violent, divisive rhetoric coming from politicians, but it's only coming from one person. And then you have everybody telling the truth about that one person. Now, my favorite thing about these comments is how Trump supporters right now, as they listening to me, they are playing games of Twister by themselves, trying to justify why he said what he said. That's why I'm not talking to them. Okay, I want to talk to us. What we doing tomorrow? Abraham Lincoln once said, elections belong to the people. It's their decision. Sadly, it's up to us to stop all of this, okay? Personally, I don't think you stop dictatorship through votes, but since Merrick Garland and the DOJ didn't do what they were supposed to do a long time ago, here we are, okay? Naomi Klein once said, democracy is not just the right to vote, it is the right to live in dignity. Tomorrow, we get to show the world if we are indeed a dignified country. Or not. Please give Donald Trump the biggest hee-haw. We shall see.
That's the same thing he did with January 6th. He said all that stuff and it was like, I don't know why that happened. I didn't say it like that.
It's unbelievable.
And then people died and then...
The man literally said he wouldn't mind if people shot through the reporters to get to him. And then his campaign people said, well, that's not what he said. Like as if we didn't hear what he actually said.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for that Donkey of the Day.
Yes, ma'am.
Donkey of the Day is sponsored by renowned personal injury attorney Michael the Bull Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey when you need a fighter on your side. If you're ever injured, go to michaelthebull.com. That's michaelthebull.com. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.